National Independence and Self-Reliance. So if you are now coming to watch, or your first time for watching my video, just subscribe to my YouTube channel, share, and also like. If you, after everything, if you don't understand anything about this topic we are coming to learn, you can just leave it in the comment section. I will come and do it, or I will just give you a feedback about your question. All right, so national independence and self-reliance. If we say national independence, it's also known as political independence. So national independence refers to as what? Political independence. And self-reliance. If you say self-reliance, someone will say when someone or individual depend on a self or resource for surviving. Fine, you are right, but this one is going with what? The national independence. So national independence is also known as political independence. So political independence refers to a situation where a country gains its self-rule from a colonial master and entitled to govern itself. It refers to a situation where a country gains its self-rule from a colonial master and entitled to govern itself. You can also define political independence as a freedom that a country gained from her colonial master and entitled to govern itself, both internal and external affairs. All right, the internal affairs means control all the internal economic activities, political, peace, and other stuff. And external is whereby they have negotiation, or they can join any international organization or have a trade with a different country. All right, moving to self-reliance. If we say self-reliance refers to ability of a part of a country depend on their own resource for surviving. Ability of a part of a country depending on their own resource for surviving, or you can also say it's an ability of a country depending on their own resource for surviving without depending on what? Any country for what? Surviving. All right. If a country is capable of producing more of its own goods needed for what? Surviving, so that they cannot be controlled by any external force, that means that country is what? Self-reliant. So we have characteristics of truly independent country, which shows that this country is what? A truly what? Independent. So if a country is truly independent, that country also they have the right to choose a political system. So what shows that this country is a truly independent country is known as also what? A characteristic of a truly what? Independent country. So the right to choose a political system. A truly independent country has the right to choose a political system. So a truly independent country has the right to choose a political system that are desired. The political system can be parliamentary system of government or presidential system of government, and the citizens also have the right to choose their own what? Leader. Is under what? The right of choosing what? Their own political system. So Ghana, we have parliamentary and presidential system of what? Government. And Ghana, they start to fight for what? They are independent for a long time. But in the year 1951, the Gold Coast legislative election, Kwame Nkrumah CPP, which is won to become what? A first elected what? Legislative executive in the 1951. 1957, Ghana became independent country, and Kwame Nkrumah was the first prime minister of what? Ghana. And 1960, 1st July 1960, Ghana became a republic, where Kwame Nkrumah became a first president of what? Ghana. All right, so that means they have their own political what? System. They have choose their own Ghana have choose their own political system to become what? Truly what? Independent what? Country, by choosing Kwame Nkrumah to become what? A first president of what? The country or the republic. All right. Another characteristic of a truly independent country is to ability to control economic affairs. Ability to control economic affairs. For a country to be truly independent, they must be able to also control her economic affairs. In this case, the economic activities, the country have to control all the economic activities, which is all the factors of what production to be used to produce goods and what service must be owned by what the citizens, so they can control their own economic affairs, and their industry and their sectors must be also owned by what the citizens, so that they can have what stabilized what economy. They can also enjoy what good quality what life. So another characteristic of a truly independent country is the ability to manage her security matters. A truly independent country has the ability to provide the security. So the government of the country have to provide the citizens with what security, so that they can be what the citizens can be what secured. The country must therefore have their own system of what security force, in the form of what military, to defend the country from internal and external aggression. So if a country is able to control their own or manage their own security matters, so that they can defend themselves both internal and external aggression. The internal aggression whereby there is a conflict or misunderstanding between what the citizens in the country, and the external is whereby a different country is attacking what the country, so that if they are truly independent, that means they have their own what security management team, or they can manage their own security by what defending themselves from any external and internal what aggression. All right. They can also, another characteristic of a truly independent is enjoyment of good quality life. For a country to be described as what a truly independent, the citizens of the country must also enjoy good quality life. The government of the country must provide the citizens with what good quality life, and also help the people to enjoy good infrastructure and what social amenities, such as good road, hospital, market, school, bridge, and other social amenities, which will help the people to enjoy what good quality life and improve in what standard of what living. So if you have, they have their potable water and electricity, that means they enjoy what good quality life. And the government might also provide them employment what opportunities, so that the citizens can also work to earn something to improve their standard of what living and socio-economic what development. All right. Internal peace and security. If we say internal peace and security, is another characteristic of a truly independent country. A truly independent country must have what internal peace and security. No, it's also known as what constitution or policies, which are used to also what regulate or governing the country, both the citizens and non-citizens living in the country, so that it will help in promotion of what to promote peace in the country, and individual feel secure to go about what their normal duties to improve themselves and the country. So if there's a constitution which are using to govern what the citizens and non-citizens, that means they are making rules and regulations which will guide and promote what peace in a country, for everybody to what enjoy better life and also have nice peace or hegemonious what environment among what themselves. All right, last one under the characteristic of a truly independent country is having sustainable economy. A truly independent country must have a sustainable what economy. So a truly independent country must have a sustainable economy which relies on to continue increase in what agriculture and industrial sector of what the citizens and what non-citizens, and also improve in high per what capital income, low inflation rates, and low cost of what living, so that the people can also enjoy what good quality life. Immediately they have low inflation, low cost of living, but the income rate is high. That means the people can also become stable. The economy will be stable for them to also sustain for a long period of time without any stress or any over dependency. Okay, now we are moving to relationship between independent and self-reliant. Independent and self-reliant cannot be underestimated because they must go together. Independent and self-reliant cannot be underestimated because it must go together. If a country is independent, that country must also be self-reliant. And if a country is independent but not self-reliant, or if a country is self-reliant but not independent, that means the other countries or any foreign country or their colonial masters can dominate the country. If a country is independent but not self-reliant, the colonial masters or any foreign country or sister country can dominate their country. So it's very important for a country to become independent and also self-reliant. If a country is also independent but not self-reliant, it can also dictate and control by foreign country and international organization. So Ghana is example is independent country but not fully self-reliant. So you can see that Canada, China, India and US, British are also dictating for Ghana, because we are always depending on them for aid, grant and service. So they are dictating for Ghana. Sometimes we go to IMF for help, and they will dictate for Ghana. And we know British is our colonial masters. So Ghana, their colonial masters are British. Togo is French, Burkina is French. So every country have their own colonial masters. So immediate a country is independent but not self-reliant can be dominated by their colonial masters. All right, now we are moving to benefit that are derived from being independent and self-reliant. So if a country become independent and self-reliant, that country benefit from their benefits are: first, achievement of political sovereignty. If you say achievement of political sovereignty, a country which is independent and self-reliant, they benefit from political sovereignty, or achievement of political sovereignty, whereby they can choose their own political system and also rely on their own country, but not depending or rely on another country or organization. So they can function as choosing their own political leaders and choose their own political system, either parliamentary system of government or presidential system of government. All right, another benefit derived from being independent and self-reliant is control of her affairs. Control of her affairs. If we say control of her affairs, a country which is independent and self-reliant control both her internal and external affairs. The internal affairs is where a country develop, plan and has absolute control and management of various sectors of the economy, agriculture, industrial and civic sector in the country. So all the agriculture, industrial, civic sector and other economic sectors are controlled by the Ghanaians in the country as internal affairs. And the external affairs is whereby the country also have the right or freedom to decide to join any international organization and enter into trade with any foreign country they think or they have agreement with them, or they choose to have a trade or business with them, so that they can also have better economic development or socio-economic development. Another benefit derived from being independent and self-reliant is utilization of resource. If you say utilization of resource simply means making an effective use of resource. And we have three types of resource: human resource, capital resource and natural resource. So An independent country and self-reliant country is able to exploit and utilize her own resource, which is natural and capital resource, for socio-economic development of the country and the improvement in the standard of what living of her citizens. So the citizens can have what absolute control over their resource or these resources. All right. Another benefit derived from being independent and self-reliant is membership of international organization and membership of international organization. A truly independent country or a country which is independent and self-reliant can apply to become a member of any international organization. Independence of a country is necessary condition for a country to what become a member of any international organization. So Ghana, we have the right to join any international organization we think is what good for us. And these are some of the international organizations. We have United Nations Organization, which is UN organization. We have AU, which is African Union, and we have ECOWAS, Economic Community of West African States. So and other organization. So we have so many on. And now there's another organization formed by Brazil, Russia, India, China, and South Africa. So they are BRICS. And because they are independent, they are truly independent. So they are benefiting from enjoying or being a member of any international organization. So they have formed their own organization, which is BRICS, include Brazil, Russia, India, China, and South Africa. All right. We have some countries in Africa here. As for them, no country colonized them. No country colonized them. So Ethiopia and Liberia, they don't have a colonial master. No one colonized Ethiopia and Liberia. But the rest of the countries in Africa were colonized by what? They have their colonial masters, or colonized by what? Different country. All right. So another benefit derived from being independent and self-reliant is development of symbol. Development of symbol. An independent and self-reliant country can have the opportunity to possess their own flag and badge. This flag or national symbol help to identification of the country. So, for example, the national flag and coat of arms of Ghana are identification mark that identify and distinguish Ghana from other countries. So immediately you see Ghana flag, that means this Ghana. The flag represents Ghana. We have Nigerian flag, US flag, British their flag. Every country have their own flag because they are independent and self-reliant. So they benefit from developing their own national flag or national symbol. Okay. Development of currency is another benefit that derives from being independent and self-reliant. So a country which is independent and self-reliant has the opportunity to develop her own currency. It should be noted that country